Hi, this is Kent Vaughn with Blaze Performance Solutions, and today I want to talk about difficult conversations. How many times have you need to have a conversation with someone about something that didn't go as expected? And how many of you have also had those conversations that didn't go as well as you had hoped? Well, I would say it was because we weren't prepared. I would say it's because we just went off kind of half-cocked. Goodness knows I've done that. In the military, we used to call that ready, fire, aim, instead of ready, aim, fire. So we're not trying to fire anybody here, but as you think about having a difficult conversation with someone, I'd like you to think about two questions to ask yourself first, before you ever go talk with them. And if you need to write it down, write it down. The first question is, what are the results I want from this conversation? I mean, is your goal to make them cry? Is your goal to make them quit? Is your goal to make them feel terrible? Well, maybe it is. I suspect your goal, though, is to get better performance, to improve the performance, to get the result you want, to get the project you want, the report you want, or whatever it might be. So just think about that for a minute. What is it you want to have happen from this conversation? What's the result you're looking for? And if you go off just kind of half-cocked, willy-nilly, you're probably not going to get that result. Number two, what are the facts as you see them? Not what are the assumptions, but what are the facts? Just the facts as you see them. Well, they said they were going to have the report to me by Friday at 2 p.m. It's now Friday at 5 p.m. and I don't have the report. Other than that, I have no other facts. Okay? Make sure you've got the facts. Again, no assumptions here. Now, as you get ready to go have this conversation with the individual, be very careful about emotion. As emotion goes up, understanding goes down. As emotion goes up, communication goes down. As emotion goes up, well, all kinds of bad things can happen. So as you sit down to have the conversation, think about what's the result I'm trying to get and what are the facts as I know them. And then I would tell them exactly those two things. Hey, you said you were going to have this report done by Friday at 2 o'clock. It's now Friday at 5. I really just want to get the report here. And number two, those are the facts. I just want to get this worked out. I want to make sure we have this, the report that we need. Or whatever the conversation is. Son, you came in later than curfew. I'm really concerned. That's not a good thing, because when you're out late, lots of bad things that can happen. So, talk to them about that. And that's all you know. They didn't come in on time. And my goal is that we get a better situation worked out here. Now, once you've begun the conversation that way, without emotion, without frustration, without energy and excitement, now you're going to ask them a very simple question. What's going on? What happened? And then stop talking. If you say something like this, well, you never, be careful of those words, always and never, because they're never true. There's no situation where they always are late. They're never doing the right thing, right? So, what's going on? And then stop talking and let them tell you. Well, my child got sick at school. I needed to go pick her up. The nanny couldn't take care of her, so I had to take her home. Okay, now, you didn't know that. But if you come in guns a-blazing, this could have been a very different conversation. So what's going on? Then let them tell you. Now, you're not that you're not going to hold them accountable. It's not that you didn't need the report. It's not any of those things, but you're just getting the facts from them. What's going on? The last question you're going to talk to them about is, now what are we going to do? How will we get this back on track? It's not that you're going to take it back from them, although that may be the appropriate response. It's not that you're going to give someone else to help them, although that may be the appropriate response. But the question now is, how do we get this back on track? What are the next steps? Let's figure this out together. I'm not saying do it for them at all, but together, identify next steps. Let them tell you about their ideas for next steps. Let them tell you their thoughts about how we get this back on track. It's amazing what you can get accomplished when you walk in with the facts and only the facts and with a plan for what you're really trying to have happen instead of just kind of running off. Well, it's amazing how poorly that turns into sometimes. Well, good luck. Again, the first two questions you answer on your own. The next two you answer with them. This is Kent Vaughn with Blaze Performance Solutions. Have a great day.